On Christmas Eve 1945, a house in Fayetteville, West Virginia, burned to the ground. Inside were 10 family members. When the flames were finally extinguished, 5 of them were simply gone. No bodies, no remains, just vanished. This is not just a story about a fire. It's a mystery that has haunted America for over 75 years. The vanishing of the Sodder children. George and Jenny Sodder were proud Italian immigrants. They raised 10 children in a modest 2-story home nestled among the West Virginia hills. George ran a successful trucking business. He was known in town for his iron will and sharp tongue. They were hardworking, quiet, devoted to their family. But beneath the surface, tension brewed, especially when it came to George's outspoken political views. He was vocal, very vocal, about Mussolini. In a community of fellow immigrants, that wasn't always safe. He'd gotten into arguments. Threats were whispered behind his back. Once, a strange man appeared at the house, trying to sell life insurance. When George refused, the man warned, "Your house will go up in smoke, and your children will be destroyed. You'll be paid for your dirty remarks about Mussolini." George ignored it. He shouldn't have. On that fateful Christmas Eve, the family celebrated. 9 of the 10 children were home. There was laughter, gifts, warmth. At around 10 p.m., the children asked to stay up late and play with their new toys. Jenny agreed, and she and George went to bed. But at 1 a.m., the phone rang. A woman's voice asked for someone Jenny had never heard of. Laughter echoed in the background. Strange, almost mocking. Jenny hung up, unsettled. She noticed the lights were still on, the curtains open. Odd, since the kids were usually meticulous. She turned off the lights, closed the curtains, and went back to bed. Outside, the wind howled through the pines. She never saw 5 of her children again. An hour later, 1:30 a.m., Jenny was jolted awake by a loud bang on the roof. Then, the smell of smoke. Then, flames crackling through the walls. The house was engulfed in minutes. George, Jenny, and 4 of their children managed to escape into the freezing night. But the other 5, Maurice, Martha, Louise, Jenny, and Betty, were trapped upstairs. George smashed a window to re-enter, but thick smoke and roaring flames forced him back. Desperation turned to terror. He tried to climb the wall, no ladder. The ladder, always by the house, was missing. He ran to start his coal trucks. Neither would turn over, though they'd worked the day before. He tried to scale the walls by hand. Splinters and nails tore at him. Neighbors gathered, helpless, watching the house collapse. By dawn, the home was gone. But when they sifted through the ash and rubble, there were no bones, no bodies, nothing. The official explanation? The children died in the fire, reduced to ashes. But Jenny couldn't accept it. She burned animal bones in her wood stove to test the theory herself. Even after 2 hours, the bones stayed intact. Experts told her that a house fire simply couldn't reach the heat needed to completely destroy 5 human skeletons. So where were they? A telephone repairman later confirmed the wires had been cut, deliberately, at a point where flames hadn't reached. The missing ladder was found thrown down a nearby embankment. A bus driver claimed he saw people throwing balls of fire at the house that night. A woman claimed she saw the missing children peering out of a passing car window as the fire burned. Another witness said she served them breakfast at a rest stop in Charleston, 50 miles away. Rumors swirled. Were the children kidnapped by someone with a vendetta against George? A mob connection? Enemies from the old country? The Sodders were certain of one thing. Someone wanted them to stop asking questions. For over 30 years, they kept a massive billboard on Route 16, pleading with the world to help find the truth. A silent scream to every passing car. What was their fate? Kidnapped, murdered, burned? In 1968, over 2 decades later, a letter arrived at the Sodder home. No return address, postmarked from Kentucky. Inside was a photograph. A young man, dark eyes, dark hair, around 30 years old. On the back, a message in messy, childlike handwriting. Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, I lil boys, A90132 or 35. The man in the photo looked uncannily like Louis, one of the vanished children. Was it really him? Or a cruel hoax to torment an aging mother? The Sodders hired a private investigator to track down the sender. The detective disappeared, Gone. No reports, no calls, no body. The Sodders added the photo to their roadside billboard, another piece of the puzzle, but no answers. George and Jenny died never knowing the truth. Their remaining children grew up haunted by unanswered questions. What really happened that night? Was it revenge for George's politics? A kidnapping gone horribly wrong? Did the children survive, raised under new names, far from West Virginia? Decades passed. Conspiracy theories flourished. Strangers would send letters claiming secret knowledge. Anonymous phone calls promised revelations. None came true. The empty lot where the house once stood became a ghost of memory, visited by curious strangers, locals who'd whisper prayers under their breath. A grave with no graves. But here's what chills the spine the most. In 2023, a digital forensics team re-examined that mysterious photograph. They found anomalies hidden in plain sight. Eyes copied and pasted. Shadows didn't line up. A fingerprint traced, lifted from an older family portrait. But the real twist? The paper the letter was written on didn't match any stationery sold in Kentucky in 1968. But it did match a small batch sold only in Fayetteville, back where it all began. Someone wanted the Sodders to believe Louis was alive. Someone knew how to play with hope. The fire may have taken the house. The truth? That still burns. Some say it always will. If you found this mystery chilling, subscribe for more unsolved disappearances, haunted cases, and the strange truths that refuse to stay buried. Until next time, keep watching the shadows.